Hello, and welcome to LSET Tech Bytes. In this video, we'll create an image editor app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let's go through the HTML code we have for our image editor. We have an HTML document structure starting with the doc type HTML declaration and the opening HTML tag with the language attribute set to n. Inside the head section, we have meta tags for the viewport and the title of our app. We also link an external style sheet called styles. CSS within the body element, we create a wrapper div to hold our image editor interface. Inside the wrapper div, we have two main sections, result and editor. The result section contains an empty image container, an upload button linked to a file input, and another empty div. The editor section holds different filters and flip options for editing the image. The filter section consists of sliders labeled blur, contrast, hue, rotate, and sepia, each with specific ranges and default values. The flip button section contains radio buttons for no flip, flip horizontal and flip vertical. At the end of the HTML code, we link our JavaScript file called script.js to provide interactivity and functionality to our image editor. Now we'll dive into the CSS code for our image editor app. Let's break down the CSS styles we have for our app. We start off with a universal selector that removes default margin and padding from all elements and sets the font family to a serif font stack, including Georgia and Times New Roman. The background color for the entire body is set to a fresh green shade BFEA7C. Then, inside the wrapper class, we define the overall layout of our app. It's 80% wide, horizontally centered with auto margins, has some padding, rounded corners, and a subtle box shadow. The background color for the wrapper is a light gray C0C0C0. Moving on to the image container, we have styles for the container itself, the image within it, and the box containing the file upload button. The image container takes up 92% width, with a fixed height of 250 pixels. The image inside fills its container using object fit, contained to maintain aspect ratio without distortion. The box for the file upload button is styled to be displayed inline block, with padding, a distinctive background color, and a subtle transition effect for a smooth color change on hover. The rest of the styles include the slider for filters, flip button styles, and set the cursor to a pointer for better usability. With these styles in place, our image editor app will have an appealing and user-friendly interface. In the next, we'll add interactivity and functionality using JavaScript to make the app fully functional for editing images. We start by setting up variables to store references to various elements in the DOM using document getElement by ID. Next, a function named resetFilter is defined. This function resets the filter values, sets the flip buttons to their default state, applies the filters to the image, and flips the image based on the default setting. Then we assign an event listener to the onChange event of the upload button. When an image is selected for upload, it triggers the resetFilter function, makes the image container visible, reads the selected image using file reader, and sets the image source once the image is loaded. The next block of code selects all input range elements within the filter class and assigns an event listener to each of them. When the sliders are adjusted, the addFilter function is called. The addFilter function updates the visual filters applied to the image based on the value of each slider. Lastly, we select all radio buttons within the flip option class, and for each of them, attach an event listener. When a radio button is clicked, the flip image function is called, which flips the image horizontally or vertically based on the selected radio button. With this JavaScript code, we've added functionality to the image editor app, allowing users to upload, edit, and flip images using interactive sliders and buttons. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for more Java videos.